Okay, Facebook is going to build my audience. I'm going to invite people. This is a different rant that I'm doing because I'm actually a passenger. Not only am I a passenger, but I'm taking a Lyft. I'll introduce you to my driver in just a moment. So those of you that know that I drive Lyft, I had to take my car in for its usual routine oil change and learned it needed brakes. Do you know what's amazing about having a rental is that they pay for the brakes. They pay to replace the brakes, they pay to replace the tires, which I've had replaced 3 weeks ago. They pay for oil changes. I guess it's not really paying, is it? I don't think they pay anything. Let's be real. It is Saturday. Saturday. It's what, 11:15, 11:10?
11:07.
11:07, Michael says. And so this is a little shaky. It's because I'm holding it. I'm holding my phone. It's not, no, not that Michael's a bad driver. He's an amazing driver.
Mediocre driver.
He's a 5-star driver.
5 stars. 4.9 actually.
No, you're gonna get 5 from me. But I'm gonna, cause you're amazing. I'm gonna share with people why you're amazing. So, and why Lyft is amazing. This is, and I'm also going to talk about, I got my second win back as far as my career drive. And I'm gonna explain that in a second. So who's on? Carrie, what's up, Carrie? Steve, Jason, Jerry, Conrad. So yes, I'm in my Lyft, and there's Michael. Say hi, Michael.
Hey, how you doing?
He's awesome. So as we're sitting here sharing with each other, because we're both Lyft drivers, we ask, what do you do? And he works online because you're an ESL translator?
ESL tutor.
Tutor.
Yeah.
He is an ESL tutor, which is English as a second language. And what are some of the countries and people that you talk with, Michael?
I teach students from China, Japan, Taiwan, and Taipei, and also tutor junior sessions. So kids from school, and they usually study in the morning before they go to school. So I help them with that.
That's incredible. Like, I think I do an incredible thing. I think it's a humbling thing that I work for the Women's International Music Network, but what he does?
Yeah, I get to work from home though, so
he gets to work from home, and we both realize that in the line of work that we do, so I'm a journalist, but I also interview people live. I interview people on video. He talks to people live and on video. We are very aware of the words that we use in the context that we use them. You actually made a really good point, Michael, talking about how once he started learning or teaching, instructing, tutoring when it came to English as a second language to foreign students, he realized to him, he came off as pretentious when he speaks just in general, and it has kind of put himself in check and has humbled him, and I think that's incredible. You know, when you can be self-aware of things. I am self-aware of the way I talk all the time, doing these live videos. Painfully
self-aware sometimes.
Painfully self-aware, you know, doing the podcast, when I was on radio, doing the live interviews, especially if I'm doing high-profile celebrities and I have 2 minutes to get key information from them, talk with them, and not come off sounding illiterate, unintelligent, or an ass, right? There's the pressure there. So you all can feel safe because I'm not driving. I know Laura Whitmore has told me, I try to watch your videos, but it's hard when you're driving, and because it just makes me so nervous. She's so sweet. And I promise, I know what I'm doing because I don't hold the phone. The phone is on the thingy and I'm watching the road. At times when I can catch the eye contact to you, there's time that I can do it. A lot of the times I'm stopped at lights, whatever. So that's what's happening right now. I think I'm arriving in about 10 minutes for my car.
11.
In 11 minutes? Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I'm so glad I asked them to look at the brakes because they were sounding funny. And I went in at 1 o'clock yesterday. And so I thought I only had a couple of hours to kill. What up, Jennifer? How's you moved to Texas, right, Jennifer? How is that? Oh, was it Texas? Like right after the storms in Houston? Were you in Houston? Pipe down there and let me know what's up with that. So I thought I only had a couple of hours to kill yesterday while I was waiting for my car. So I responded to emails, and I had a really, really inspiring, awesome phone conversation with one of my Women International Music Network team members, Sarah Command of the Command Sisters. They're based out of Canada, and they just dropped their new single. I think you saw me post about that. So, and that's what I'm going to touch on, the inspiration that happened, because we all hit walls in our creativity, and we hit walls when we're trying to start up our businesses, and we hit walls when it comes to being motivated. But it turns out after they're checking my tires. I wanted them to check a tire that seemed to have a slow leak. They come back and let me know, the front brakes, you're right. We went ahead and we're going to replace them. We're just waiting to get the parts. And I look at him and I said, well, are you just going to need to keep my car overnight? Because at this point it was like 3:40, I think, or 3:30. And when I asked him how long it would take, he said about an hour and a half, which in garage speak is 2 hours. So I ended up taking a Lyft home, used my own car, drove around for a little bit last night after going to see the movie It with my best friend and her husband, because they hadn't seen it yet and I wanted to see it for a second time. So now I'm headed back to get my car. I decided to sleep in. All of you must be happy about that, because you know I average 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. I slept in and I did some more writing work. I posted another article on the women. Check it out. It's about a single by a band, Yes You Are, released the acoustic version of that song. It's a widely commercially successful song. That's one of the things I do love about working for the women, is discovering all this amazing talent and all this information to do with women in the music industry. So, what's up, Barber? What's up, Bats? What's up, Lisa? Oh my God, Lisa, I miss you, Miss O'Shaughnessy. Okay, so, I've been quiet on the front, a lot of you have noticed, with my posts and podcasting and all that, and I've shared with you how things have been changing down the pipe, and I've had a personal things happening that has just really sidestepped my my creative flow and my continuing with my with my branding and my work. Plus, too, I've been driving a shit ton of hours for Lyft, and I've been able to do like the bare minimum when it comes to like writing for the women, which has not sat well with me. But I have to say I've been really happy in the last couple of weeks. I've felt some breakthroughs. And what's up, Kelly? What's up? I've felt some breakthroughs and found my drive again. You know, I was in a depression for a while, guys. It happens. It happens to all of us, right? And I know a lot of the reason I drove a lot was because it kept me busy. And it also was being productive. I tend to find productivity in every minute of every second of every day. If there's 5 minutes and I can be productive with it, I will. If I can network or connect with that 5 minutes, I will. If I can turn it into an opportunity, I will. I just do that. I've always done that. And now I'm finally learning how to do this for a living instead of just doing it to do it. So, and having my talk with Sarah, because we're going to be launching a new little project with the women. So keep posted. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletters, I highly recommend it. I love newsletters and subscribing because social media often blocks things you don't always see because they want you to pay to see more. They just do. That's just the way social media works. It goes with algorithms and all that. But with at least with subscribing to things like a YouTube channel or a newsletter, you'll get an email reminder, and those always pop up. So if you've forgotten to check something out or you want to know what's happening in the latest of anything, it's the best way. So I'm asking all of you now to subscribe to our Women's International Music Network newsletter. Just go to thewimn.com and please do so. I work for them. It's awesome. So the announcement of this project will come middle of October. But we're talking about this and we're both sharing with each other, you know, like struggles we've gone through. I mean, and we keep that behind the scenes. It's we don't go into detail about it. We would rather just focus on the work and the positivity. Like them finally dropping their single, the song Low Profile, but she was sharing with me the background of what it took to get to that point. For me, I finally had an aha moment with what I need to do with my career, and that's going forward. So I don't know, it just finally clicked, you know, and I feel like I'm right back on the road to myself again. The road that I sort of took a break from and kind of parked the car for, I would say, at least 3 months. Because of what is it now as I look at my watch. I'm asking you for the time, Michael, and I'm looking, and I have a watch, but I didn't know when I was going to be there. So there it is. But, you know, sometimes I guess you just need that break. I guess you just do. You can't go 110% all the time. In fact, I did post an article that was the other aha moment. The article about the 9 ways to dominate the hustling game, and it isn't about going until you drop. Because a lot of times you learn from people like Gary Vaynerchuk that hustling is 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, for at least 2 years, you know, and there are people, unsustainable. Well, there are people that can do that. I'm not one of them. The drive. I mean, I started out trying to be that way, but it's not inherently who I am. And this article really opened my eyes, and the people that commented on it, how, no, you actually need to rest. You need to hire an assistant. There's all these things you need to do when you're starting up your own brand in your business, or branding your business. So that made me even more excited, because I'm like, yes, I don't have to not sleep, but I don't have to, you know, although this lifting thing I'm doing, there's a goal at the end of this. That's why I'm pushing so hard. I won't be driving balls to the wall like I am now, because I'm averaging, get this, Michael, I'm averaging 300 miles a day, 5,000 to 6,000 miles a month.
That is like...
And that's not even a lot compared to some drivers.
200 more miles than I do.
Is it? Well, the thing is, and I say that, it sounds like a lot, but then there's those people who do both Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And will probably almost double that.
Yeah.
Because either one, they're addicted to the money, or two, they're addicted to the money and they've got a goal to reach.
It's very instant gratification too.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is. You see that money pile on, you go, yeah, and it's the easiest, isn't it the easiest money to obtain?
It is.
Especially when you're like Michael and I, and you work from home, so you already can schedule your flexible shift, right?
And I get stir crazy at home, so like this is like a break for me.
There it is. It's like a break. It's like a break for Michael.
Yeah, it's fun.
And we get to listen to music and meet awesome people. Michael's awesome. Okay, so can I share with you last night? So this was the first time this happened. I also drive a van, because you saw it. So when I drive the van, I can do the plus, which means I can hold 5, 6 people.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my first pickup was at a restaurant, and I'm picking up this family. They're fun, and they just got done eating. One of them was probably a little bit younger than I am. The rest of them were a little bit older.
They're just satisfied from the food.
Satisfied from the food. They've had some vino. And so the uncle is the last to get out of the van, and he's stumbling, and how about he had the biggest butt crack in my face. In my face. Because he's like bent over trying to get out of the van.
Right.
And I happen to look over my shoulder, and it's like his pants are halfway down. That crack is a good 7 inches. And it's practically in my face. And he's like teetering, and then he almost fell out of the van. I fell out. I thought that was funny. I don't know, I thought that was funny. Just moments like that to me are just funny, but...
you get to make moments and experiences in Lyft, and that's great.
You do, and then I learned they like that, there's one of them that likes the saying, does a bear, is his saying, does a bear. So when you ask him, hey, do you like eating pizza? And his response will be, does a bear? In other words, does a bear shit in the woods?
Does a bear shit in the woods.
So he just says, does a bear? And he even found a meme that says that, and I said, oh, so basically dab. D-A-B.
Does a bear, yeah.
Hashtag dab, which they laughed and thought that was funny, and they want to use it. I don't know, we were connecting.
Yes.
Don't you love when you connect with your passengers? Like Michael and I are bonding right now.
And I feel it's awkward when you don't.
Do you think it's awkward when you don't bond?
Do you find, like, because I always try to, like, find some commonality and something to talk about, and sometimes people just don't want to talk, so I respect that, you know, I don't want to force them to talk. But, yeah, I always want to kind of get people to open up and tell me something, because I think everybody has something to tell or something to teach.
See, and that mentality comes from the fact that you're a tutor and you work with foreign students.
Sure.
And that's a beautiful thing. I feel the same way as a journalist. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
If anything, driving for Lyft has taught me it is okay to not talk, and I've learned to not be awkward about it. It's, you know, you can feel that out.
You're still learning that. Yeah.
You're still learning it. Well, fortunately for me, because I've done the interviewing journalistic DJ thing for about 5 years, I've honed that. Right. So the moment they come in, I feel the vibe. You give the, hey, you're warm and you're welcoming and you're professional, and if they're lost in their headphones or they have work or they just don't want to, it's cool. Oh yeah. So now I'm like in my own head, which wasn't always the safest thing when I first started doing that.
Oh my god, me too, yeah.
But it has taught me, it's the one thing about me is being in my own head. I've never given time for that. Like I said earlier, I find a way to utilize every minute of every hour of every day. But driving for Lyft, when I have people in the car or not, and I'm not talking, you are really forced to just be in your own head and be with your own thoughts and reflect. And it was a kind of a Debbie Downer for me for a minute, but you know what? I've disciplined it out, and now I welcome it.
It's a comfy place to be.
It is for me now.
Yes.
It wasn't before.
Yes.
So I can thank Lyft for that.
Yes.
But anyhow, so I just wanted to say that I'm back, guys. Get ready to see some phenomenal shit. In fact, if you follow my Instagram, I finally got back on track with being strategic with my posts. Because when you're doing Instagram, you can make a shit ton of money doing it if you really want to. There's a woman, follow her if you want, or check her out, Hillary Rushford, Hilary. She literally makes a living posting on Instagram. She has over like almost 1 billion followers. And it's all strategic in the way you create your profile, in the pictures and the type of pictures you post, when you post them, what you say, your hashtags, all of it. In fact, I was helping out Jessica Will the other night when I was riding along with her to San Francisco for a last-minute trip with her, and she handed me her phone to update it, and I did a couple of updates. I'm like, this is what you should be doing. This is here. Let's change this, and when you do this, add this hashtag. You know, let's talk about that hashtag real quick because I'm about to get dropped off. Hashtags are a great way to bring people to your product, to bring people to your brand. People that don't know you. People search things via hashtags. And I asked Jessica, let's create a hashtag or use a popular hashtag that people can remember that will reflect you. She decided she wanted to use the snake girl, the hashtag the snake girl. And when you put that in, when you're searching tags on Instagram, a plethora of people will come up. And we looked at that, and all of a sudden I'm following 2 new people based off of one hashtag. That's how it works, guys. Little tidbit for you. So there, I'm back. Watch for shit to happen. Get ready, because in about a month, the announcement for me is going to drop, and some of you just might shit your pants. Some of you already know, and thank you for keeping it a secret.
So a plethora of shit.
A plethora of beautiful shit.
I love that word, plethora.
See, plethora are $15 words we were discussing earlier, Michael. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to take off now because I'm getting ready to pick up my car and go on drives. I'm going to be driving late tonight, too, all day, all night. If any of you need a lift, private message me. We'll make that happen. I'll be out and about tonight as well. I hope to see you. And remember, every day that you wake up, you determine how your day will go. So manifest to be your best and have a fabulous Saturday.